Hi, welcome into this video. I'm Sarah. I'm going to be speaking about what I would do if I was to apply for the H2B visa again for the first time. If you haven't watched any of my previous videos, I lived and worked in the United States for a total of 3 years on the H2B visa. I lived and worked in 6 different places and lived in 4 different states on this visa. If I was to do it all over again, I would change a couple of things, but I would also keep a couple of things the same. First thing I would do if I was applying for H2B visa and I'd never been on one before, it's my first time, is even to research what jobs are available on the H2B visa to see if I'm even interested in them. I would do a Google search to see H2B jobs United States of America and see what came up. What most likely you'll find if you do search that is jobs in hospitality and construction. The reason why there are many opportunities of jobs in hospitality and construction in the United States for the H2B visa is because many companies need staff in these areas and they do not have enough willing and able American workers to actually fill these job positions. So that leads them to look for and to recruit employees overseas to fill those positions. So I would see, am I interested in working in those areas? Now, if I am, I would continue on with the job search. Next thing I would do is see where are those job opportunities to see, is that a place I'm interested in living in? Most likely, you're going to find H2B jobs if you do search in many different states. Some of the states I've lived and worked in is Florida, Michigan, Philadelphia. I've had many friends work in New York and Texas, the list goes on. So more importantly is what states can hire overseas, because many different states can hire H2B visas, but many companies hire H2B visas only that are already in the United States. So if a job says H2B extension, summer extension, H2B winter extension, that's not going to be relevant for you if this is your first time applying for a H2B visa, because that is specifically looking for people who are already in the United States and already hold a H2B visa. Most of these companies do not hire from overseas. So let's look for places that can hire from overseas. If you do a search, most likely you're going to find that there are many places in Florida for hospitality workers. There are many places in Texas for construction workers, because that is where the demand is at, and oftentimes that is the best way to get your foot in through the door. That is the best way to find an opportunity on the H2B visa. Now, next what I would do is look for someone to help you. Yes, technically you can probably do this on your own, but it's going to be a more difficult process, and I think it's very beneficial to have someone help you through the steps of visa, of timing, of helping get a job, of giving you the information and letting you know how it's going to be, just to make sure that it really is a good fit for you. I also found it very comforting when I went through an agency, because I met up with a group of people who I was going to be living and working with. So I had already met some friendly faces beforehand, and we had already started to talk and decide who we were going to room with, because on this visa, a lot of the times you are going to be living with other people as well who are on the visa, and the accommodation will be provided to you, offered to you through the company. So most likely you will be in apartments with many people, so it's nice to get to see and choose who your roommates are going to be, which I like. Now, there are other ways as well. So if I was to go through an agency, I would look and see first if there is an agency in my country. The one I went through was called Workaway. I know there are some other names as well. I know MTL is another one, and they do extensions. I believe they also do hire out of country. I would also then look into other options if there's not an agency, such as look online on Coolworks. Coolworks is somewhere where you can find seasonal job opportunities in the United States, and they do have a list of H2B jobs as well. Just again, make sure it says out of country and not in country extensions. I would look on Indeed, I would look on LinkedIn, and then lastly, if I needed to dive deeper into my research, I would look into different companies, go onto their websites, see if they're hiring H2B visas, and apply directly to them as well. Now, the next thing that I would do then is get my resume together before I do start applying for these jobs. So once I found an agency that I want to apply for if I'm going directly, really get my resume or my CV in order. Make it specific to the job that I'm interested in and that I am applying for. So if I am applying for a job to be a server, put on the resume what my most recent serving experience is. There's not much point of me making a list of all the jobs I do which were not in hospitality. It's better if I tailor the resume or CV to what applies to the job. So certain skills that I've acquired that will help me or that will be a match for the job, certain experiences I've had that will be a match for the job. Now for this point you're thinking, oh gosh, I don't have any experience for the job that's required, yet I still want to go on this visa. Well, there's a couple of options. Maybe it might be a great opportunity for you to look for a job in your country to get experience in that area, whether it's serving, whether it's hospitality, whether it's construction, to gain that experience first, and then maybe you apply next time around. Or maybe you have other skills that can transfer over as well. But that's something that you will get to decide, I guess. Or if you speak to an agency or something, they'll probably be able to help you and vet you through that situation as well. Now, once I had my resume in order, that's when I would start applying. I would also research when's the best time to apply. So for hospitality workers, I know October is a big time where many H2B workers actually start working in Florida, because that is when the busy season is. The busy season for hospitality is between October and May, and that's because many people from different states come to Florida, or people who live in Florida and go up north to different states for the summer period, come back for winter. So winter is more highly populated, more people are going out and about, so therefore more staff are needed. So if you are going to be getting a job in October, just think you're going to need to apply months before, because it takes into consideration that a visa takes time to get as well. It could take a couple of months for everything to be sorted out. So to be safe, I would apply 3 months beforehand, just to make sure you have really that time to go through the whole process as well. So I hope a couple of those tips helped. That's everything I would do if I was to do it all over again, if I was to apply for the H2B visa. Let me know if these tips help or if you do have any further questions. Bye now.